In today's video, we are going to be talking about investment basics. So if you've ever had any questions on investment or you're thinking about getting into investing, you would definitely want to watch this video. Hi, my name is Inchua and you are welcome to my channel. If you're new here, it's nice to have you. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. Today we are going to be continuing our series on money and we're going to be talking about investment like I said earlier. And like I said in my previous videos, I am not a money expert yet. I'm still learning. I still have a lot of things to learn. So today we have someone who knows a lot more about money, who has been dealing with money, went to school actually to learn about money, to come and give us tips and lessons on how to invest and also answer any other investment questions that we may have. He is a portfolio analyst with a corporate pension trustee, a member of the Association of Corporate Treasurers UK, and he also has a certification from the Ghana Stock Exchange. And his name is Wisdom Asase. It's really nice to have you here. We have been talking about filming this video for
about 3 months.
I think the reason we hadn't filmed was because you couldn't find a place that like where, because I live very far, like out of town, so you couldn't come all the way. And then we're lucky enough to have someone give us a space. Stacia gave us this beautiful place. So thank you very much for this space. It's called Palm Moment and it is in Osu. It's a restaurant you can always pass by to have really good meals and you would enjoy it. But now let's get into talking about money because I'm sure that's what you're here for. Tell us a little something about yourself before we go deep into the money talk.
Alright, so as Inchua mentioned, my name is Wisdom Asase. As a portfolio analyst, what I do on a daily basis is to manage assets for the beneficiaries or the contributors to the pension fund. Yeah, so that's what portfolio analyst basically means.
Today's video is more about investment, so let's just take it to like the very basic, like for someone who doesn't know anything about investment. So
okay,
if I say investment, what does it really mean?
Okay, so investment is putting money aside for it to generate income for you or for that item to increase in value so that you can sell and then make more money.
Okay.
Yes.
That's
basically yeah.
Very good. Okay, so do I have to let's say like I just got a job or I'm just trying to start a business, how much do I have to have, or do I have to reach a certain stage to start thinking about investment, or like just as I am there's always maybe some sort of investment that I can start at my level?
Well, so before I answer that question, I need to say that there's a difference between savings and then investment.
Okay, yeah.
Savings is just putting your money aside. And then maybe later on you go and take it and then buy whatever you want to buy.
Yeah.
The money doesn't increase in value. That's savings, which is not recommended because we have what we call inflation. Prices in the market keep increasing, and so when you put 2,000 Ghana cedi down, in 2 weeks time you can't use that money again to buy the same value. Yeah. So when you should start investing? That's a very good question. I would say you should start investing immediately you start earning some money.
Okay.
Yeah. Even when you should have started way back in maybe JHS,
yeah,
religious studies and all that. But the main thing why we are schooling, it's not talked about.
No, nobody talks
about how to manage
your
money. Nobody talks about it. So
yeah.
That's very sad. So now it's not too late. You can still start today. And the amount of money you need to start,
sorry,
I would say currently on the financial market, you can actually have 50 cedi and start an investment.
What do you need to maybe open or start an investment fund, if that's what's called?
Okay, so in general, what you need a national ID card.
Okay.
You need a passport picture. You need your digital address.
Okay.
You need so these basic things are required for any investment account that you want to open.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
With as little as 50 cedis, I can start investing, and that's going to make me money like long term, short term.
Okay, so you need to have an investment goal before you even begin.
Okay, so the first thing I'm saying we should do is have a goal for investing.
Yes.
Okay.
There should always be a goal because you cannot start something if you don't plan for it.
That's true.
Yeah, else you start and then you don't know what you're going to use the money for.
Exactly.
But if you have a target, then you know that, oh, I need to put 100 cedis there every week, every month, so that I can reach that target.
Okay, so once we figured out the goal for an investing, what next?
Then I think we should have an objective.
Okay.
Yeah, objective as in how long do I want to invest?
Okay.
Okay, is it 3 months? Is it 6 months? Is it 1 year?
Okay.
Another objective, I think you have to think about things like risk, return, yeah, and all those things.
How do I know if I have tolerance for very high risk investment, or I should just stay with the low risk and then not risk losing my money?
Yeah, I think to know your risk appetite.
Appetite, okay.
Yeah,
good.
it has to do with how much you are earning, how much you are willing to lose.
Oh, okay.
And not even willing, how much you can lose and then not feel it. You know.
Every coin matters. every
coin matters.
person matters.
Yes, and so that's why you have to be very careful when you're investing. You need to understand what you're putting your money into.
So that brings me to my next question. What or where should we put our money in? Like, what should we put our money into? Because personally, I just know about I don't know where they are called, the financial institutions that offer like packages that you can invest in. I also know about the stock market, which I know is risky. I don't.
Risky.
Yeah, I know it's risky, so I've never even tried. But then, what should we like? What areas can we put our money into? If you're watching this, you probably want to get a pen or pull out your phone and try to get some points, because he's giving us all the tea and you don't want to miss it. Alright, let's get back into answering the question.
Yes. So we have various assets on the market. I think this is the time I have to differentiate between an asset and a liability.
Yes, that would also be great. I mean, I know what it is because I read, but then do you know what it is? Okay, so let's differentiate between an asset and a liability.
So asset is any item that brings money into your pocket.
Alright.
Okay. An example of an asset is, let's say, a house. You have a house, but this house you don't stay in it. You rent out the house, and then you get the rental money into your bank account.
Yeah,
that house becomes an asset.
Okay.
If you are to be staying in that house, you'll be paying bills, you'll be paying property tax and all those things, and that house will be like a liability to you. A typical asset that keeps bringing you cash would be, say you invest in an equity on the Ghana Stock Exchange. Okay, that share that you bought in the company will be paying you dividends.
Okay.
And so once you're going about, going to work, going to school and do your stuff, you'll be there. Then maybe MTN, Standard Chartered Bank will just send you dividends, and that's an asset working for you.
Okay.
Okay. If you buy a car, you have to buy fuel. You need to do your roadworthy, servicing it every now and then. Insurance, you can get accidents.
Yeah.
To take your energy and your time, and that's a liability.
That's a liability.
But if you're using this car to maybe do Uber, Bolt, then that car now becomes an asset because it's giving you cash flow. So it's a matter of cash flow coming in and out.
Okay. Alright. So the reason you had to differentiate between asset and liability was because you're going to give us an idea exactly what we can put our monies into. Yeah. So.
Okay. So on one hand, you can put money into business. You can decide to use just part of your salary to buy clothing and sell.
Okay. It's like start your own business.
Yes.
Okay.
So you can start your own business, and that's a very good investment, which is also very risky.
Very, very risky.
Yeah. And time consuming to take your energy.
Yeah.
But the good thing about financial assets, which I'm going to talk about, is that you don't have to exert a lot of energy, because there are professionals who will be managing the asset for you.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's the distinction between the two. So let's talk about financial assets. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll start with money market instruments.
What is that?
Money market simply means any financial asset that has a maturity less than 1 year. So fixed deposit, if you go to the bank and buy a 91-day fixed deposit, it's a money market instrument.
Oh, okay.
Because it matures within 1 year.
Even less than
less than
a year. Okay.
Less than a year. Okay, if you buy a treasury bill, that's below 1 year, and so that's also a money market instrument.
Okay.
Yeah. So at the money market instrument, we have the fixed deposits. So fixed deposits are issued by banks.
Yeah.
Typically. So we have 91 day, we have 182 day, and sometimes 1 year, which is 365 days.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can put your money in there. Now the thing about fixed deposit is that when you purchase a fixed deposit, and then the bank tells you that they'll pay you an interest rate of maybe 10%, because interest rates are quoted on an annual basis, you are not going to get that 15%. So don't just multiply 15% by, say you are investing thousands.
Yeah.
You don't just multiply 15 by 1,000
to think that you're going to get like 150 cedis.
You are not going to get that.
Wow.
You need to multiply that by the term of the investment, maybe 91 days. So 91 divided by 365 to get how much I get. So people put money there and they say,
hey, hold on,
told me I'm getting 15%.
Wait, let's do the math. So let's say I have 1,000 cedis, and I'm investing in a fixed deposit.
Yeah.
Then the return is what, like 15%?
Yeah, 15%.
So I'm supposed to take how do I do the mathematics?
You need to divide that 91 days by 365.
So 91 days by 365. 91 days by 365.
Yes.
Okay. 0.24 something.
Great. And then you multiply that by the 15%.
So times 0.15.
Great.
Okay.
Times 1,000.
And that's how much? 37 cedis.
Yes. So that's how much return you are making.
For 91 days.
Exactly.
If I start a business, I'll get more than 37 cedis.
Yes, but the business will take your time, take your energy.
Wow.
And there's a risk of people not buying and all that.
All of that.
Yeah. So, the assets I'm coming to mention, there are risks attached to each of them, and they have ranks. So starting a business is more riskier than putting your money in FD. So let me just start with the treasury bill. So we have treasury bill, treasury notes, and then treasury bonds. These are instruments issued by the government. Okay. So the government borrows money from the public from time to time. One, to manage the amount of money in circulation, and then two, just for controlling spending in the economy. Okay. And so treasury bill is the most safest investment you can make, because it's very difficult for a government to default in paying you back your money, right?
So government to always pay.
Government to always pay
your money. Okay, so that's the safest, but that's like the least profitable one.
Because we have what we call the risk return ratio. So the higher the risk, the higher the return. So because the government securities are less riskier, you get lower return. Yeah. Okay.
So from treasury bills.
From treasury bill, we can go to fixed deposits.
Fixed deposits are higher than treasury bills.
What happens is that they usually peg return on the fixed deposit to the treasury bill, and then they give you +1 or 2% in addition for the extra risk that they are taking.
Okay.
So if the treasury bill is say 10%, a bank will give you 12%. Because you are taking more risk. Because what you are actually doing is giving money to the bank, and that's just one company. So it's more riskier.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so that's why they're compensating you for that with the 2%.
Okay, so treasury bills to come to fixed deposits, and then
I think we can go to collective investments. And the collective, as in the word, a lot of people come together. So you bring your 500 Ghana cedis, bring my 1,000 Ghana cedis, then we go onto the market and then we purchase financial assets. Okay,
so that's different from you bring 500, I bring 500, bring another person to bring 500. Now all of us are supposed to bring 3 more people, and then we give all to one person.
That's very different. That sounds like a Ponzi scheme.
Yes.
It sounds like a Ponzi scheme. That's very different.
Okay, so collective investment is different from like Ponzi schemes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And these are regulated. So before you invest in any asset at all, you should make sure that that company or that product is being regulated. Okay. Yeah. So we'll come to that.
Okay.
But right now, let's talk about
the collective
investment. And that we have mutual funds, and and then we have unit trusts. So mutual funds, when the monies are brought together, they invest in different assets so that they get the benefit of diversification.
Okay.
As I always say, don't put all your eggs in one basket. So that's what they do.
So it's like mutual fund, like the riskiest of investments. If you want the answer to that question and many more questions on investment, you definitely want to tune into this channel next week, where the part 2 of this video is going to be uploaded. If you learned anything at all, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss the next episode of Let's Talk About Money, where he goes ahead to answer many more questions on investments and shows you how exactly to go about it. Share this video with anyone who may need this information, and again, if you found this video helpful, smash that like button, and I will see you next week in the next video. Leave any questions you may have in the comment section, and let me know one thing you've learned from this video in the comment section. Prove to me that all these hours of filming is paying off. Let me know anything at all you've learned in the comment section, and do have an amazing week.